back. It is Cannabis Talk A to Z, an educational odyssey. We do this show with Frankie Boyer. We do this show because there's so much information. It seems like almost every day we get new information about this world of cannabis, and especially with CBD. And joining me today is one of our regulars, Josh Hendricks. Josh Hendricks is the Director of Domestic Hemp Production for CV Sciences and involved in the U.S. Hemp Roundtable. And it's always a pleasure. Welcome to the program, Josh.
Yeah, thanks for having me, Frankie.
Tell everybody a little bit about the U.S. Hemp Roundtable.
Yeah, so the U.S. Hemp Roundtable was started a couple of years ago. Actually started as the Kentucky Hemp Industry Council and quickly morphed into the U.S. Hemp Roundtable as more folks like CV Sciences, where I work out of California and obviously outside of the state of Kentucky, started to get involved. Started with 4 companies, and I think we had about $20,000 for lobbying up in D.C. That we all chipped in maybe $5K and got the ball rolling, and that has turned into an organization with over 90 companies now and a $2 million lobbying budget for the hemp industry, and that's from the hemp industry from the ground up. So a lot of the focus has been on CBD, the legalities, the FDA, and obviously a lot of our focus is on that, but also really just making it so that states all over the country and farmers all over the country really have the opportunity to produce this crop, to those states and folks that want to start businesses in those states to process this crop, whether it be for CBD or the grain or fiber industry. We wanted to make clear that what the Farm Bill did, especially the 2018 Farm Bill, was legalize the whole plant. And that plant should be legal in every state. Obviously, it's up to the state's discretion, but we're starting to see that kind of turn over as we move forward here now with the Farm Bill of 2018 into signed in December. And then, what we've seen with the state lobbying, where we've been involved in, I think, over half the states here in the U.S. Some states don't really need our efforts, but really making sure that you have clean, concise bills that not only allow farmers to operate and have a good opportunity at this new developing crop, but also to really be able to focus on the product side of things all the way through the chain of command there, so that we're really developing an industry that will create jobs and have a lot of economic development, because what we're seeing on the retail side is the hemp industry is certainly cool and certainly booming right now. So trying to match those two things up, but do it with proper legislation. And that's really what the U.S. Hemp Roundtable does. So really proud to be the president of the board of directors there representing CV Sciences, and looking forward to a big 2020 with some FDA and, just progressing all of the USDA stuff that we've worked so hard on federally. And then really getting some stuff straightened out in certain states where there may be just some confusion, some language adjustments that need to be made to fit in with dietary supplements or to fit in with the ag model that we've worked so hard on. So yeah, just excited to have that many groups really participating in that loud of a voice, really the loudest voice representing an entire industry all the way from seed to shelf. I'm
loving this conversation because I think it really gives hold to the credibility that we're starting to see in this world of CBD. Many people have said that the lack of regulation is a problem, and I'm just curious what the roundtable is saying about that, and how you're dealing with all of these companies that have popped up and unfortunately have put, products that are not that cool and very good.
Of course, now because we've through lobbying, we've proven the legality. You've seen this boom of CBD companies bust onto the scene. There's thousands of different CBD brands out there, and a lot of them making stuff in their garage or in their kitchen or whatever and trying to grab a piece of this big market share and not really doing it properly through channels that already exist and certifications that already exist, new certifications like the U.S. Hemp Authority, really proving efficacy and quality in the industry that is very much being hindered by these negative fly-by-night companies just trying to grab some dollars while they can. So, I got on stage in Charlotte at the Hemp Industry Association conference and said, look, we got to get our act together, guys. I mean, we want regulation. If you don't want regulation, you don't need to be in this business, because what that's going to do is provide a playing field for all of us to go out there and compete and do it in a way that the consumer feels safe making that decision, so that we can actually compete based on marketing and brand and things like that, as opposed to you want to buy our stuff because it's not this garbage product over here. We want to get all those out of the way and really create a fair marketplace for the industry, so that the farmers can succeed, the economic development side, the processing can succeed, and then the retailers can really grab a hold of what is the hottest category most retailers have ever seen, depending on which retailer you're talking about, but especially in the health food, grocery store, supplement type of retail outlets.
And I think that this is really critical, because if I have one more person say to me, I don't know, I tried it once and it didn't work. And, well, first of all, you can't try anything once. Secondly, you have to build up and slowly titrate your dosage. And we don't have a lot of conversation about that. And I think it's a big disservice to the industry as well. I really do.
Well, and on the flip side of that, that really is the FDA's concern, right? I mean, the assistant to the head of the FDA basically said a couple months ago, CBD should stand for collect better data, because we don't know how much CBD anyone should take. I've been saying that for years. I take a significant amount of CBD, but I have a ton of things that I certainly utilize cannabinoids and phytocannabinoids for. Other people may need a smaller dose, but you have to it's trial and error right now, because we don't have the studies. At CV Sciences, we're lucky enough to have the resources to now be beginning a lot of these studies and trying to get to the bottom of some of these questions. But the FDA's concern is we don't know how much CBD is safe for women that are pregnant, breastfeeding, all these different age restrictions, things like that, all these different life applications that we're looking for. We don't know that. And so, what if you take, like I do, you take a couple soft gels in the morning, and what if you take a couple droppers throughout the day, and then if it's in food and bev, you're talking about maybe having a CBD drink at night and a CBD gummy before you go to bed. Now all of a sudden you're up to a significant amount of CBD per day. And we don't really know what the effects are of that, how safe that is. I mean, I trust that it is safe, especially the way a lot of the companies that I work with are doing it. But we do need to know more. And so I think putting a nice box around what we're allowed to do, what we're allowed to say, how we're allowed to market this is very necessary, so that consumers can feel more comfortable and the category can continue to expand and grow in a very safe, efficacious way.
I must get, because I do this show, I must get hundreds of requests for information, for how do I know what to buy, what do you recommend? And I got this phone call that, I had this friend's son had severe back spasms and nothing was working. Absolutely nothing was working. And could she recommend something? And I said, absolutely, I can. And so they got the product, and it was instant relief. And it was a topical, but they were so overwhelmed. People are overwhelmed on how to use the product. This says 500 milligrams. Well, it's in the bottle, but people don't understand that, and it's so confusing the way the labeling is as well.
Yeah, I mean, that's something we've got to get a hold on, and that's something we talk about both, at CV Sciences, but also as the group of companies with the roundtable. And, of course, we don't want to pigeonhole ourselves with labeling requirements and things that are unnecessary and unfair to this new category, because this should be treated as any herbal supplement, dietary supplement, however you want to look at it. But we also have to do a better job of educating. And I think getting people to understand that everyone is different. That was a back spasm issue, and a lot of people out there are wondering, what do I take this for, and how much do I take? And those are two questions that have a very interesting answer, right? Because how much I take depends on who you are, what your body's like, what your history's like, which is why we always say start low and go slow, work your way up, find your sweet spot, and then, to be honest, every day is different. I take a set amount every morning because that's my baseline. That's what I know I need. And to be honest, I don't feel amazing or anything like that after I take it. But it's the days I forget to take it that I notice, my hips are a little creaky. Maybe I'm a little bit more irritable. My brain doesn't seem to be firing on all cylinders, whatever it may be for me. But then there's days where I have a bunch of stressful situations pop up, or, maybe I worked out too hard or went on a jog, whatever it may be, and I need a little extra CBD in the afternoon, so I have my spray, that kind of thing. And then the topicals is a whole nother conversation. But finding your sweet spot, that's kind of your own thing to do. And then the other question is, why do I take it? Well, everyone takes this for different reasons. And the best way I can answer that question is to say, this is a quality of life improvement supplement. You're taking this because you want to feel a little better. Everyone wants to feel a little better. It's the same reason people buy a bag of chips or a Diet Coke or a pack of cigarettes or whatever it may be, to make them feel a little bit more at ease. Sometimes, maybe it's an ibuprofen bottle that makes them feel a little less inflamed, whatever it may be. everyone wants to feel like they're their optimal self. And I say this is just a step in that direction. It's not going to treat, cure, or anything like that. This is a way to step towards better health. Getting people to understand that this could be a 5-10% quality of life improvement. Some people are having complete turnarounds, right? Like a 100% quality of life improvement. And so it varies, but I think it's worth a try for it.
I love what you're saying about the sweet spot. When we come back in just a moment, we will continue with Josh Hendricks. And Josh, give out the best website, please.
Yeah, so we've been talking about the U.S. Hemp Roundtable. That's going to be hempsupporter.com. You can sign up and get all the information for when we need your help, state action items, things like that. And then obviously pluscbdoil.com or cvsciences.com to learn more about the company.
And we'll be right back. Cannabis Talk A to Z, an educational odyssey. I'm Frankie Boyer. Stay tuned.
Are you from California, Illinois, New York, Georgia, or any of the other 39 states that charge state income tax? Does your state claim you owe them any amount of back taxes? Or have you not filed in years? Is your heart pounding because you know they're wrong or you just don't have the money? Don't fight the state income tax board alone. The Tax Doctor is here to help you. The state is much more aggressive than the IRS in collecting taxes. They have the power to take your home, your car, your driver's and business licenses, even garnish your wages, freeze your bank accounts, and go after your spouse. Solve all your income tax problems permanently and keep more of your hard-earned money. Make this 100% guaranteed risk-free call right now.
800-985-1610. 800-985-1610. 800-985-1610. That's 800-985-1610.
Welcome back. It's Frankie Boyer in the middle of a wonderful conversation today right here on Cannabis Talk A to Z, Educational Odyssey with Josh Hendricks from CV Sciences. And Josh, you know, we've been talking about finding the sweet spot. How do you take the product? I think that will there be some guidelines that the FDA will be giving us in the next few months?
Yeah, you know, that was the other thing I probably kind of glazed over there was you can also take it in a pill form or a spray or a dropper or a gummy or, you know, there's all these different ways to take it now too. So you got to find what you like and what you enjoy or, you know, what's easiest for you or most routine. But I do think, to answer your question, that the FDA is certainly going to put a box around this. They have to. There's already a lane for pharmaceutical drugs, and I think CBD may end up there as an isolate, but I definitely think CBD from cannabis, given the GW pharmaceutical stuff, you know, I mean, we don't know where that's going to end up, but I think there will be a pharmaceutical lane. The other lane will be dietary supplements. That lane exists. There's framework around dietary supplements. There's labeling requirements. This would be a new dietary supplement, but I think that it's going to be based on serving. It's going to be based on percentage of CBD in the product. Obviously, the THC level to be hemp has to be below 0.3, so that's already defined. But I do think there will be serving size limits and most likely percentage of CBD. Now, that's just my personal opinion, and I have no inside information. That's really what I'm rooting for because I think that would help us a lot, go a long way. Obviously, in the cosmetics and the topical stuff, I think that's kind of figured out. I don't know how much they'll venture into that. But then the other lane that I think probably will be left on the table or somewhat yet to be determined will be the food and beverage category and adding CBD to food and drink, because that is where it gets hairy, right? If you're taking something as a dietary supplement, you know that's a once or twice a day regimented thing. You can't, like I said, you're going to find that sweet spot and try to take that exact amount or a close variation of that exact amount every day and know, okay, that's what makes me feel the best. Now, when you're adding it to water and you have smokable hemp joints out there and you have all these other, you know, granola bars and all this other stuff that people want to put it in, you know, all of a sudden now people start to just consume more and more daily. There's all kinds of ramifications for that. And so I don't know that they're ready to go down that hole, but I do hope at the very least, the very minimum, we have a, hemp extract. I don't like to just say CBD, but hemp extract high in CBD dietary supplement framework and a separator so that we know and mainly the retailers and consumers know okay, this is what's out there on the market. This is the box it should fit in. And really just to be on the market, now retailers will have something to go by when vetting, and you'll be able to go to the store and get a trusted source and that kind of stuff. So, yeah, I do think.
Gosh, I hope so. Because I can't imagine my life without the product. And I have to tell you that I use a variety of different forms. There are days that I take pill form. There are days that I do tincture. There are days that I use topical on my baby toes that I have a little bit of neuropathy from wearing wrong shoes for so many years that are, they just pinch my toes. And so I now have to use it to get some relief. So, I have a lot of different varieties of using my CBD every single day, and for lots of different issues. And I think that people are confused and concerned about, is it okay? Am I ever going to overdose on it? And people do not understand that, first of all, you probably will never overdose on CBD. What are some of the signs if you've taken too much, Josh?
I've certainly taken too much, and it's different for everybody. Everybody has different reactions to that, but it's usually somnolence, which is going to be, I always describe it as that Thanksgiving Day you ate too much feeling. You can barely keep your eyes open, and your temperature's out for the thermostat's on about 85, so it's hard to stay awake anyways. But you feel really tired, really very, very much want to go to sleep. I would say some people experience nausea, diarrhea, things of that nature. But, we were the first company to get self-affirmed grass. And what that means, generally recognized as safe, we sold, hundreds of thousands of bottles of CBD and had serious adverse event reporting done and tracked and things of that nature. And we had zero serious, adverse events, meaning no one had to go to the hospital. No one died, obviously, or anything of that nature, but certainly there were reports of nausea, tiredness, fatigue, things like that, where that basically said, okay, we reached out to those folks and said, hey, that's something where you just need to scale it back, or quite frankly, CBD may not be for everyone. There are people out there whose bodies are in perfect homeostasis, and we can get in there.
God bless them.
Another time, but yeah, good for them. But even then, people just might have. A lot of people, Maggie Frank, who's one of our educators, I heard her once say, some people just feel overwhelmed by how good they feel. They'll call us and say, oh, I think I got high on your product. And there's obviously no possible way to get high on our product because it's not intoxicating, but the feeling of bliss that they have from no longer having whatever it was or whatever had them off a little notch. I have these contacts, and my vision is so bad, and the contacts are made so that if the little line at the top of the contact isn't exactly at 12 o'clock, my vision is off, no matter what. Like, it's not even like somewhat good, it's just completely off, or it's turned completely on. And I always say a lot of people's, bodies are just a little bit off, and you just need that little kick to get it back into gear, and all of a sudden you feel like your best self. We always say harness your human potential and operating on, full optimals, all that stuff. I think that can be a big game changer for people to where they're like, whoa, that was crazy, as opposed to, no, that's how you're supposed to feel. That's how you're supposed to be operating. So, yeah,
right.
That's something that people get, because it is cannabis, they think they're going to get high and all this stuff, but really it is a feeling of optimization.
And I think that the fact that you can, if you like taking tinctures, and drops, you play around with it, and that's exactly what, your head guy, Stuart, who comes on and talks about this, it's hard to say what my sweet spot is because my endocannabinoid system may need more than yours, or your endocannabinoid system may be more depleted than mine, depending on the stress, depending on what life is going through for you. And that's what makes this so difficult, because I can't say to people realistically what works for me is going to work for you, because I don't know what your baseline is. I don't know where you're starting from. None of us do.
You know what's crazy is most people want to fix something, right? They have some kind of ailment or problem they've had for years, and they've been on this and that, and they've tried this and that. Nothing seemed to work, or maybe they put off getting on this and that. kind of thing. But they have all these things. The people that I think have the most success or seem to have the whole science of CBD figured out is the everyday person that maybe doesn't have a diagnosed anything.
Yeah. Hey, I'm just looking at the clock, and we're out of time. Give us the website, please. This has been awesome.
It's cvsciences.com plus cbdoil.com, hempsupporter.com, and Frankie, I got to get you on my show, the Hemp Happy Hour.
Yes, please. I'd love it.
Okay.
Yeah,
we'll chat more about all this stuff. But thanks.
All right. Thanks, Josh, and we'll be back in just a moment. This is Frankie Boyer. Stay tuned. Right here, Cannabis Talk A to Z, an educational odyssey.
And welcome back. This is Frankie Boyer, and this is Cannabis Talk A to Z, an educational odyssey, and we're just waiting on Savannah LaForce, another woman, and I'm so excited because she is the R&D chemist for Extract Labs, and I thought it would be so fascinating to talk to someone from the production side of this industry, because this industry, we do have some wonderful resources and entrepreneurs and young women. And it's important to really showcase the work that they are doing and how they're taking initiative and making a difference and the passion that they do have. And I think that what we will see as time goes on, we will begin to see how this industry, I really believe it's going to start to shift very soon, and that more women, and it's not just women, I just want to say that the lack of any kind of diversification is blatant. And you're not seeing women of color. You're not seeing a slice of America when you go to a cannabis CBD conference, hemp conference. You're seeing a lot of people, but you're not seeing the people that look like a lot of people in America. So there's a lot of work that needs to be done, and we're going to be talking about this subject as we get further along. Did we get Savannah yet? Is she there? Not yet? Okay. So, but I'm excited for the industry and the opportunities, and anyone out there that listens to the show and is wondering, how do I get into this crazy world of cannabis? It's so fascinating to me how, I've been talking about this for 3 years. I've been interested in this arena for several years now. And I met a young couple at the airport years ago that were growers in San Francisco. And they were just starting out. Oh my gosh, it's a lot of years ago. And they were just such happy-go-lucky young entrepreneurs. They had no idea what they were going to deal with. They had no preconceived concepts. And more importantly, they were open. They were open to the possibilities. And that's what this industry offers. A lot of possibility. And I think that if you are interested, check out every city and every organization that gets funding or goes up rather for licensing, there's an advocacy group. Find out who the local advocacy group is, and that is where you can make a difference. go to those meetings. Start finding out. We're going to have to get Savannah back maybe on the last segment. We'll try and get her then. But it's really important that if you are interested, your voice be heard in this industry as well. Joining us now is Bob Barker, and Bob Barker is another serial entrepreneur who found his way into the green world and is bringing to market a wonderful opportunity for all of us to experience CBD in an unusual way. And so, how many times have you just thought, boy, I'd love to just have a little taste of peanut butter or almond butter before you go to bed at night? And wouldn't it be great if it had the CBD in it and I didn't have to take anything else? I could just have my CBD before I went to bed, or if I just had a meeting and took a little CBD and just to chill out in a teaspoon of almond butter, peanut butter, coconut oil. And that's exactly what Bob Barker is doing. And Bob, you are tell us about this. You're bringing the most delicious products to market in the form of peanut butter and almond butter with Gone Green.
Yes, thank you, Frankie. Thank you, and good morning to your listeners. Happy Friday to everybody. Frankie, we're really pleased to be here with you.
Well, Bob, I just want to say, Bob, before you go any further, that many of our listeners are hearing this lots of different times, so it's not going to be Friday. And many are hearing it on Sunday and Friday nights and Saturday. So whenever they're listening, though, well, welcome to the program.
Well, again, thank you, Frankie. I'm really just happy to be here because you're bringing knowledge and awareness of the medical benefits associated with CBD. And we're really pleased to be able to, offer an oil and a nice benefit of creating a new line of edibles that you're able to enjoy your meals while still receiving the medical benefits associated with the CBD. There's plenty of recipes that you could be enjoying your almond butter with, but really what we want to talk about is the real ingredients, the real food, and the real results associated with CBD. And, this is great for pets, it's safe for your children, and it's legal where you live. I noticed on your earlier caller how we talked about banking and the troubles with the banking systems associated with that. And it really was a challenge for us to bring an online product that has fulfillment services, nationwide delivery. So it's really important for us, and we thank you for having us here so we can share that with you.
Tell us about the product line at Gone Green, Bob, please.
Sure. GoneGreenHemp.com has a full spectrum of products from, like you mentioned, the almond butter to coconut oil. We have, as well as hemp oil, from 200 milligrams all the way up to 5,000 milligrams, depending upon the potency that you demand. And then we use real ingredients. This is real food, and we use the really highest level of ingredients for the quality of the product.
And each batch has a certification, and I want you to talk about that because this is really important. We all understand that it's the Wild West, and we want to make sure that the products that we're taking are the products and the efficacy of what they say.
And that's really important. You're right. Each of our products does have a test certificate from the laboratories. It's very important that we grow our own hemp. We're manufactured right in Sedona, Arizona. We're a USA made and only ship within the domestic USA. It's been very challenging just to have a platform to process and online payments for this sector. So it's been a lot of challenging feats that we've been able to navigate through, and we're pleased with the high quality of the product that we've brought out thus far.
And one of the things that you have done is that you've put it in a form that with real ingredients and real food, And that's the other piece that everybody needs to know about, because there are so many products out there that are not the real deal. And that's where we as consumers need to become educated. And that's what you're doing with the Gone Green
we're doing this
website
with your
as
platform.
well.
Thank God that you're bringing the awareness here. We're really thankful for the passing of the Farm Bill of 2018. And this really did open up, as you know, we're members of the Hemp Industry Association, and part of that legalities I've been in parts of the U.S. where it wasn't legal to have CBD. And I've seen and I've read where families had to leave the states because their children had medical needs that only CBD could really cure or really address.
Yes.
For example, seizures.
Hey,
for example,
Bob,
children.
Bob, I'm going to let you. Bob,
Yes,
I'm going to let you continue that in just a moment. We have to take a break. But what's the
Sure.
best website for people? We'll be back with
Yeah,
Bob
I wanted
Barker
to
in just a
give your
moment.
audience a discount.
What's the best website, please?
Sure. If you could go to bobbarker13@gmail.com, and I'm going to send you a discounted link for the website.
Okay. And we'll be back in just a moment. This is Cannabis Talk A to Z, an educational odyssey. I'm Frankie Boyer. Stay tuned.
Would you like to host your own radio program or podcast? Park City Productions 06604 is a Bridgeport, Connecticut-based radio broadcast solutions company. Follow us on Instagram, like us on Facebook, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. That's Park City Productions 06604. Call us at 203-522-8801.
And welcome back. It is Cannabis Talk A to Z, an educational odyssey. We're joined today by a man who's bringing to the market, I'm Frankie Boyer, Bob Barker II, and he's bringing a Gone Green CBD product that is priced right in almond butter, peanut butter, coconut oil, and all kinds of goodies. And Bob is with us today. And welcome back. And the motto for Gone Green is real ingredients, real food, and real results, quality, integrity, and honesty. And I think that this is really key because
Right.
you even have it on the website that your body is already wired for CBD.
Right. Thanks for having us back. It's really important that we all understand that we are wired for it. We're ready to just be able to enjoy the benefits of having a response with a reduced stress. It reduces the inflammation. It just increases the mood of the human body. It's really great that we can introduce this into an all organic CBD almond butter. So this is an almond butter that's really infused with the CBD oil, and it's the almonds themselves are all organic and they're stone ground. There's only two ingredients in this product, and that's the almonds themselves and the hemp. And the hemp oil is what we are really talking about. That's the cannabinoid, and that's where we're 100%. There's no added.
I'm sorry, what you cut out. There's no added
Did we lose you
anything
there?
into
Yeah,
it?
there's just no additives.
Yeah.
It's all natural and all organic, and that's what we're trying to keep this just really the quality free from pesticides, and there's just no high levels of any heavy metals associated with it.
Yeah, that's really important. It's so important because, the one thing you don't want to do, and we just heard the report yesterday, it's quite appalling, the amount of pesticides, lead, mercury, arsenic found in baby foods throughout the country. And it's not just baby foods, it's in many foods. And I don't know about you, but I want to know what I'm eating. I want to know what those ingredients are in every single bite of food that I'm preparing and I'm taking pride in making. So we all need to understand that. That's a really important point, Bob.
Yes, yes. In today's digital footprint, we're able to really see the mapping sequence of what we're consuming. And it's exciting because now we can get smarter. We just want to be aware. It's about this awareness. It's about understanding the true benefits and understanding what's legal, what are potencies, and what's safe. And with us and with our quality products, that's what we've really been stressing.
So everything that you're producing has top quality. But let's talk a little bit about CBD, because most people, I mean, we all know that CBD is legal in every state. And now with the Farm Bill, this is why this conversation is more important than ever, because there are many products out there that don't have the efficacy, that do not have the backing as Gone Green does. And so if you're going to eat peanut butter and jelly and you want to have a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, how fun is that to have that, knowing that that CBD, depending on the potency and how much, will help with inflammation, immunity, pain, mood, and it just opens this entire array of opportunities for the body to be fed, because my endocannabinoid system is going to be different than yours. We all have one, including our animals. And we discovered this in the 90s, that all mammals have this endocannabinoid system.
This is true. And what I like what you're talking about is availability, because of the new laws about the deregulation, about the new legislation of the product itself, state by state. Availability is what's critical. I know patients in Louisiana and Texas, in Ohio, and these are states that are just, now within the last few months have been legally available to receive the oils. And so it's a tremendous breakthrough on our nation and with the laws, so that the medicine can get to the people. It's really, we just want the people to have access. And we've been able to create a platform where we can ship this product to your front door with privacy. You now have security behind the product with its quality. We're really pleased with our Congress and where our politics are going, and it's only getting better. Finally, the awareness is opening. Yes.
Well, it's taken, 75 years, but we're back in the hemp business, and we talk about the need for industrial hemp in this country and how it can be the economic savior, how it can be environmentally the best thing that can clean out and really change our farming industry and clean and make our fields sustainable again. And
yes,
so it's so exciting.
California went legal, and you're right, it has taken a long time, and fortunately we're here. And now, the hemp farming business itself, commercialization is huge, and we're seeing more production out in the land now. It's really remarkable.
And you've been in this arena for a lot of, you've been in this arena for a lot of years.
Yes, ma'am, I have. Out in California, we've been experiencing the dispensary world with medical cannabis, and with the legalization behind that, and then we got to see our state go recreational, and we saw the business affected behind each of those models, and really for us, as your earlier interviewer was saying, it's just about getting the medicine to the people, because they need it.
Yes, and that's important. Absolutely. We are out of time, Bob Barker. Bob, we're out of time, but give the website, please, for the products.
Please send an email to bobbarker13@gmail.com. I'm going to send you a link with a discount and give you the full website link from there, so you can do more research and really just educate yourself about the benefits of CBD.
Wonderful. Thank you. And thank all of you. This has been another edition of Cannabis Talk A to Z, an educational odyssey with Frankie Boyer. Thanks for listening, and as always, smile.
Even though it's breaking, when there are clouds in the sky.